guys, I'm Evan Etzebeth, a Springbok rugby player. You're watching Gareth Mason on Walking Tour with G-Man.
What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is talking points of round one of the Rugby Championship that took place this weekend. And some interesting rugby. Some was hot, some wasn't hot. I mean, South Africa and Australia, what a cracking game. I mean, as a South African, the emotions of it was absolutely intense. Johnny Clegg, the late great South African, passing away. James Small just a week before that, and the tributes flowing in for them was absolutely amazing. So there was a lot of electricity in the crowd. We are boosting, we are ready, we are pumped, and it was just so great to see. And for a talking point for South Africa was just the depth within the squad. We were missing a lot of great players who were in New Zealand, who flew off, and I was so proud of the replacements, if I could call them that. In fact, they were just as good as the first. They were brilliant. They showed up, they played quality rugby, and they stood up and made their country proud. I mean, we were out captain Siya Kolisi. He was the water boy, which I thought was an absolute genius move. I see Australia did it, New Zealand did it many years ago with Richie McCaw. So brilliant tactic done by Rassie and the management there. So I was excited to see that. But you got Evan Etzebeth. Now for me, I was nervous for him as captain, but he's done a wonderful job. He led from the front and he played a mean game, which was quality. The Yankees, I mean, jeepers. Elton wore Springbok and played proper. Normally it's just Lions, but he played a great game, and for that I give him credit. Herschel Yankees, I mean, he played like one of the best scrum performances I've seen in South African rugby for a long time, and that excites me. There's so much potential within him, and it's just solved the conundrum. You know, we've got the only headache we have at scrum half is who the hell to pick, because the quality is just unreal. So from a depth point of view in South African rugby, I am so comfortable and happy with what I'm seeing at the moment. So I'm excited to see what Rassie does against the All Blacks this coming weekend, who he's going to pick, how he's going to do it, because overall we got a great squad, and I think first team, second team, it's going to be quality rugby. So I'm really excited. So for me, talking point for South Africa, the depth was amazing. Australia, unfortunately for them, they were just a bit wobbly. There were improvements, but there also weren't improvements. There were moments where they could have had opportunities, which they didn't. For example, silly mistakes cost them the game. And that's why I say a bit wobbly, is because the try that they could have scored, which was knocked on the try line, that can't happen. You lose games, you lost games. That's a World Cup final gone, or knockout, or a group stage. You've got to capitalize on opportunities and really go on with it. They just looked a bit lost. There were moments where they had good runs and they had good key performances, but it just wasn't that great. And for me, when Kurtley Beale came on, that seemed to calm them down a bit, and that seemed to be a little bit more disciplined. So maybe that's the key going forward, bringing experience to calm the players down, because it's a hard job for Cooper to do it all on his own. He needs a backup, especially when Australia are in the situation that they're in. Look, they've got the players, they've got it in order to come back. They just need to regroup and focus. And you got Argentina this coming weekend at home, so there's a slight advantage for you. But again, Argentina, you can't cut them out, because they also have their moments of strength and determination, which could also win or lose you a game. So you've got to be prepared. Having talked about Argentina, next point is the game that we obviously witnessed. I thought it was an exciting game. I really did, especially the second half. A lot of you disagreed and thought it was an absolutely shocking game of rugby, which I agree with. There were moments of poorness from both teams. All Blacks didn't play the greatest of rugby. Again, they did have their third team, but still, that third team is quality, and they made mistakes which nearly almost maybe should have cost them the game. If we look at Argentina, they too had opportunities to win this game on numerous occasions, but they just couldn't go that extra mile. Their defense was poor. The tackling was shocking. The statistics of that. So they need to work on that. So talking point for Argentina and both New Zealand really is discipline. If they can work on their discipline going forward, no problem at all. Especially Argentina, they just need to keep calm, and when they have the opportunity to move forward and to score a try or gain a line out, they need to capitalize. They stole 2 line outs from New Zealand on the try line, and they couldn't capitalize. If you on that opportunity and have that momentum, you need to get there. Otherwise, boom, you're just not going to get further in this situation. Argentina are currently 10th in the world rugby rankings. They do not deserve to be there. They deserve to be higher. But if they want to ever be higher, they need to capitalize and score points and get results where results should have been scored. Do you know what I mean? So Nicolas Sanchez missing an easy kick costs you a game. Argentina not capitalizing on the try line costs you a game. So there's a lot to work on, but there's still a lot of positives, and that's what I tried to express in the video yesterday. Was there are a lot of positives within Argentina and rugby. The development, the passion, the where they worked, where they are now is amazing, and for that we need to give them credit. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do against Australia and my fellow South Africans. I think it's going to be epic rugby where we need to be on point. Otherwise, we could see our asses pretty much. Talking point for New Zealand, no points in the second half. I mean, I've always sing praises to New Zealand in the second half. I still believe, I don't care about this past result, that they are the best team in world rugby in those last 20 minutes. They just put on a level of gas and they just go forward and score points. They've destroyed teams. They've broken hearts in those last 15 minutes. But they just couldn't do it this weekend. It showed the pressure that they were under as well this weekend. A lot of expectation on them. Again, going to Buenos Aires to play is not easy. You've got a lot of hype on Argentina from the Jaguars, but they still were the team that won at the end of the day, which again shows their level of maturity, growth, depth within the squad, that they can handle those situations and still pick up a victory. Because it wasn't a pretty game for the All Blacks, but it just once again shows that you need to capitalize and convert points and take on an opportunity if you wanted to beat this team, because their defense is brilliant and they're stubborn as hell, and they won't let you through. And again, that's what I expressed in Sunday's video as well, is they just don't let you through, and for that I gave them credit. So overall, so many talking points that can be added to this, but for me, All Blacks need to obviously score in that second half, and I think that's what they're going to work on going forward against South Africa. I don't think people realize how big New Zealand South Africa rematch is, because if South Africa wins, it puts one hell of a stomping ground on our World Cup campaign. New Zealand dominate, it just shows you can't count them out. And one thing's for sure, this is the opening game for both these teams in the Rugby World Cup. Then they potentially could meet again in a quarter or a semi. So it's huge this weekend, and it's going to set apart the decider of the championship. It's going to set apart how far they've come, who's developed, who's weakest, and where they can build a team around the Rugby World Cup and finishing off this championship. This weekend's game is massive, and it's massive for both matches really, because Australia need to bounce back and Argentina need to really shoot up. So this weekend's rugby probably one of the most important of the weekend, because it decides where they will be. Pretty much it defines the log, I think. So I am flipping excited for this weekend, and I think you guys are too, and everyone will be. It's going to be an epic weekend. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Let me know your talking points of this past weekend's game of rugby. A lot of you, like I said, were disappointed with those games, especially the New Zealand one. Let me know your thoughts, and yeah, I thought it was an interesting start to the championship, and I can't wait for this week. This is the weekend I am pumped for. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you real soon for another video. Thanks so much for watching. And thanks so much for your support. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.
Make sure you subscribe to his channel for all rugby content. Stay safe and never give up.